The singer and clothing designer writes about a world-famous actor who pursued her in a new piece for Amazon Original Stories. Hello, good people. Welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Jessica Simpson. SHOCKS fans, massive movie star tried to seduce her. Before we get started, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. So stay tuned and sit back, relax, and enjoy. Jessica Simpson had a love life that was the subject of numerous newspaper headlines and magazine covers when she was a teenage singer and reality star, but she never revealed it. How a major movie star followed her, wooed her, and made attempts to seduce her. A tale of long evenings spent at the shadow, private flights, enormous egos, and enormous little lies they consistently claim to be single, she writes. But ultimately, it's a tale of self-realization. This is a very private story that I never thought I'd share. People is told by Simpson. She claims that writing it down reminded her of her quick rise to stardom. She describes the time as being quite weird. Don't get me wrong, there were occasions when I had a lot of fun. But because I wanted to have close relationships with people but didn't know who to trust, a lot of the time it felt solitary. I learned you can't always take people at their extremely compelling word. This seems basic, but it really isn't when you are dealing with someone who sells it so effectively, she recalls, looking back. She also learned a few valuable lessons along the way. She claims that living in deception makes you feel far worse than not being true to your heart and elevating your self-worth. I also discovered that monogamy has a very broad definition in Hollywood. The singer, fashion designer, and best-selling author, now 42, has 3 children with her husband of 9 years, Eric Johnson, Maxwell, 10, Ace, 9, and Birdie, 3. She has returned to the recording studio these days and is having fun and becoming inspired by music. She explains, I have discovered that self-love is one of the keys to truly loving someone else, and that true love would never make you doubt yourself or what's real. I am able to love passionately and without concern for getting injured because of my incredible soulmate and husband, she said. Every time it buzzed, the enormous black Motorola flip phone in my purse would explode, giving me the willies. My favorite female pop singers in the business surrounded me on the red carpet at the 2001 MTV VMA after party. I was there after that. Imagine me wearing a black off-the-shoulder cocktail dress with a huge, thick belt and black booties that are so short they shave my legs. I was mistaken in thinking that the attire said, I belong here, but it didn't. The party's host, Jennifer Lopez, had changed into a bubblegum pink crop top and skirt that she could only wear. She stopped to take a photo with me, which Ja Rule photobombed with his Burberry bucket hat because she was being so thoughtful. Surrounding us, chokers and handcuffs weighed down these lovely women in jeans cut to their hooves. The women appeared to have followed a stylist's direction to shred up their garments and wrap the scraps of fabric around them anew. I gave off the impression that I was about to dig into my enormous belt, take out a massive signing book, and offer a variety of Sharpies. My wallet, 2 boyband members, one from NSYNC and the other from the Backstreet Boys, were calling me, and I was avoiding them. I was on 2 separate calls earlier at the hotel, one on my Motorola and the other on the in-room phone. As I alternated between the conversations, I put each on hold when the conversation turned too serious regarding the precise time of our meeting. I felt confident and able to communicate well over the phone, but in person, I was aware that my shyness would prevent me from even trying to meet their eyes. He had suggested that the Backstreet Boys might attend the event. I believed I could elude him. I had sat in the first row of one of his concerts when I was a teenager. He gyrated his body while pouring a bottle of water all over himself during a song, staring at me the entire time. He had chuckled when I asked him if he recalled that. Most likely, it was one of his movements. The second boyband member admitted to me that he chose to live in his car. I was familiar enough with the business to understand that the financial stability of those boy bands was constantly in question, but he seemed to stand by his assertion. He replied, I'd be okay doing that for the rest of my life. Just hold on to a few things. When he said belongings, I saw myself trying to pack his van with all the things my cancer-stricken heart wouldn't let go of. It was clear that wouldn't work. I had said, I'm just going to put you on hold again, and I ended the call. Early September 2001 was the time. Nick, my first genuine boyfriend, and I had spent the summer apart, and I still had no idea how to be single. We had been dating since I was 18 and he was 24. Our relationship lasted over 3 years. He was ready to marry me now that he was 27. But my father refused to grant his approval. He considered me to be too young to get married. Funny how I believed I was old enough. I had no idea how to date. Before Nick, talking to males in the middle of the night and getting into problems with my parents were what I thought of as relationships. My career helped me mature more quickly in some areas while fundamentally keeping me stuck in high school in others. During those months of being single, I made a lot of dating-related resolutions in my diary. I must venture out and engage in new relationships. I wrote it the day after I turned 21 in July of that year. And I still find it amazing how I could be so precise about something I didn't really understand. I didn't know what experience even meant. I was still in love with Nick, so if I had butterflies for anyone else, I felt bad. I never fell for the trap because even the idea that something might be possible with another man felt dishonest. Hell, I had no idea what the lure was. That evening at the MTV party, I was unaware that I was precisely 5 days away from seeing Nick again and eventually becoming engaged to him, but that is another story. Imagine me in the black cocktail dress doing what Columbia Records instructed me to do for the time being. Getting as much attention as I could for my new single A Little Bit Tonight was part of my job. When I was jostled at the party on the red carpet, my security guy kept me from collapsing because we were all piled on top of each other. Because my superiors at Columbia Records had instructed me, "We want you on the red carpet," I was determined to stand my ground. I genuinely believed that meant I had to always keep at least one foot on it. Even though they wouldn't let me write any of the songs for my brand new album, Irresistible, these folks at the executive table claimed that it would define me. They reprimanded me for gaining weight and specified the exact length and color of my hair. They would not be happy if they found out I was avoiding another well-known boy band member. At least I knew that. They could get the attention they wanted by dating a famous boy band member. I gave up my position as the phone continued ringing in my backpack. Should we visit a bar? My security guard was questioned. I'm 21 now. I can have a beverage. He scowled, and I wasn't sure if it was because of the calories or the drink. He just happened to be my trainer. I liked him even though I believe he was hired more to keep me safe from the past appetizers than from crazy stalkers. A huge movie star was walking toward us in jeans and a t-shirt when I noticed his face abruptly lightening at someone behind me. I turned around to see it. Although my security had said that they were buddies, I had questioned whether he hadn't overstated the case. The tight handshake and tight brother embrace indicated that the love was genuine. My bodyguard said, "Jessica is this." "I'm aware," the movie star admitted. He hugged me differently. He gave me a modified celebrity hug that lasted a little bit longer than I had anticipated. This megastar, who I always thought was so hot, eyeballed me all the while our common friend and my bodyguard were talking. I had plenty of reasons to change out of that attire because it seemed like he was undressing me with his looks. Movie star began chit-chatting. And as he leaned in, I was aware enough to think, oh, this is what it feels like to get hit on. Considering that, other than my ex-boyfriend, no other man had ever been so forthright about gazing at me provocatively. I wanted people to at least see me in that light. He leaned in so I could hear him better and put a hand on my hip. He only spoke even more softly. I had a strange sensation. Although I was focusing on his lips, everything else around me seemed dreamily blurred. I read a lot to make up for dropping out of high school, so I had read enough of the Brunt sisters and Jane Austen to understand what was going on. Although it wasn't love, this was a lovely feeling. I reasoned that this is what they mean when they talk about swooning. One of those swoon-worthy moments. This wasn't like the guilty butterflies that boys my age would give me when I considered a possibility. It was actually there. I wasn't prepared, too. After leaving Movie Star, I came up with an explanation and behaved like Cinderella in ugly boots. I wish I could say that I was being diplomatic. Later, I learned that this was considered playing hard to get. Thanks for watching this video. If you love this video, please like the video and comment with your thoughts. Also, hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this.